Here's this young lady. She said, it's time for me to do my high school senior pictures. It was impromptu, so she picked up Peaches and got a picture with Peaches.
Oh, is she like from Georgia, South Carolina? Where's she from?
I have no idea where Peaches is from. I do know that Peaches is like a rooster. And so, so the senior got a picture with Peaches the rooster.
I thought it was actual peaches. Like
No.
she really, really loved peaches.
She does.
Okay.
Peaches the rooster.
Okay. So she has a rooster in her?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to follow the dots here.
You should see all the positive comments that she's getting on her social.
That's so sweet that she really has that relationship with Peaches the rooster.
And you don't know it's Peaches until she makes a comment back. Oh, the name is Peaches. For the rooster.
I wonder why she named him Peaches or her Peaches.
Yeah.
Well, him Peaches.
It's a rooster.
Him Peaches.
Okay. Liz and I are going to have a talk.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Jesse, Olivia, Walter, they got in their costumes. They went out last weekend. They were on hunt. They wanted some candy, and they went to Miss Brenda's house. They went up, knocked on the door. Miss Brenda came to the door and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have anything to give you." She
must have left the porch light on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Wasn't even thinking about it, probably. And so, of course, I feel like they probably walked off and they may have been disappointed for a second. But then one of the three of them had a brainstorm and said, okay, we didn't get anything from her house. She doesn't have anything. Maybe we can do something special for her. And they took their little selves down to the store and they bought some chocolate, they bought some muffins, and even a little card, and they wrapped it all up, like went to their houses, wrapped it all up, took it back to Miss Brenda, and the card said, "To the nice lady."
Oh,
and they
how
gave
nice.
it to her. They made her night, and her son found out about it and ended up giving them some presents of their own to just say thanks for taking care of Mom. She didn't have anything to give you, but it didn't wreck their world or anything. They weren't mad. They weren't upset.
They did something about it. I mean, that's unique, number one.
It is.
And then that made her day. Somebody thought about her.
And that's all we all want every single day.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Steven's along with us this morning at 800-447-7234. Steven, what's on your mind?
I heard this guy was struggling with addiction. I relate to that. I listen to y'all every morning, and it brings my spirit up. When I'm going through hard times, it brings my spirit up. I was in addiction for 12 years, and I'm coming up on 9 months clean thanks to you guys and a faith base called the Bridge Center. It's possible, though. I feel for that guy so much. It just feels like he can't do it. He can't overcome it. But God does do what you can't do for yourself, and He breaks some chains. I'm coming up on 9 months, and my life has totally changed thanks to you guys and speaking out and getting the right people in your corner.
Steven, completely proud of you. I mean, you're 9 months clean. You've worked so hard. You are just so strong in your faith, and I'm just amazed. This is so inspiring to hear from you this morning.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
You can't replace all the broken lights, and you want to deck out the front of the home. You don't have the time. We've got you covered with Decking Your Halls on His Radio. It's Rob and Liz.
And it's so stressful, honestly, to try to replace all of the lights anyway. I remember my dad making me check every single light if a strand was out, and I would be like, you got to be kidding me.
It seriously is a lot of work.
Oh, it really
is. You plug it in, and then there's not one that's working, and you got to figure out which one of these are not just working. It's one bulb. Takes out the whole strand.
Exactly.
Why?
Why?
Somebody in today's technology, fix it.
Work independently. Okay, we're off that.
Okay, so Decking Your Halls. Professional's going to come over to your house. You'll win this because they'll decorate your house for you. You don't have to worry about your own lights. Keep them stored because they're going to put theirs up for you. How nice is that going to be with Decking Your Halls?
Yeah, you can just sit back and watch it happen. Here's what you do. You text the word Christmas to 800-447-7234. You can even just register online, hisradio.com, or the My His Radio app.
And then sit back and get ready because just after almost said after Christmas. Duh.
We'll do late.
Yeah, we'll put them up late. After Thanksgiving, you'll find out if you win Decking Your Halls at His Radio.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
I know that Robin Williams passed away in 2014, but you continue to hear stories after someone's passing of just the really good things that they did in their life. And I just found this out recently that Robin Williams, when he was hired on, let's just say it was Mrs. Doubtfire, in that movie, in his contract and every contract where he was hired for a movie, he put that the producers had to hire so many homeless people to get them back to work and help them get back on their feet. Every single movie he was involved in. And the thing is, some people then have come out and said, well, he did a lot of work for the homeless and the needy everywhere he went. That was kind of under the radar. But this was something that he could use his name and his star status, a little bit of his clout, to get people to work. I mean, it was in the contract.
And kind of done under the radar, so to say. Who knew that until just recently?
7 years ago, he passes away, and this story is just coming out from one of the directors or producer of one of his movies. Said, I never watched another Robin Williams movie the same after because I knew the good that came out of it. Not just a good movie.
How great. Thinking of somebody who just really needs some help.
Yeah, and what a legacy.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
His morning crew with Rob and Liz, his radio.
You did that like you were tilting your head like a dog.
You have to. If you make that noise, you kind of got to
tilt your head?
Yeah.
You know what I read the other day? Speaking of the dogs tilting their head, I read that when they tilt their head, that it's actually sparking a memory in their brain.
Oh, I love it.
So some word is just like, oh, wait a minute. And then they're remembering something when you do that. I don't know how they know this. I don't know what dog they asked. And the dog said,
I know.
oh, I just got a memory. I'm remembering. Remember when we did that play catch thing out at the beach? They have that.
Huh. That's pretty funny. But if you think about it, when you're trying to remember something or place something, do you not do something with your face? Like if you tilt a little bit and go, what was that now? Or squint your eyes up? You really
I have
don't?
no idea.
If you're trying to remember, like your wife says, do you remember when we did this? And you really don't remember and you're trying to place it, you don't tilt your head a little bit?
I don't know.
So I think it's the same. So
it's the same. So somebody goes, because I tilt my head when I remember something. What if I scratch my nose when I remember something?
Dogs can't do that.
Exactly.
Can they? Yeah, I guess they can.
It depends.
They scratch their snout.
They do on the side.
Do you scratch your nose when you think of something?
I have no idea.
Put your tongue out like,
I have no idea.
So I think maybe it was just reasoning. I don't think a dog actually answered the question.
No, I don't think so. But that's what they say.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Airlines have these big delays right now.
Yes.
You know,
a couple of different airlines.
Yeah, and it hits just, it seems like everybody. I mean, there's that one hub that was hit a couple of weeks ago, and it really shut things down for that one airline. And it made me think, when I start thinking about airlines, luggage, delays, the thing that you were the most late for at one time, or delayed, doesn't have to be flying. It could be anything. It could be showing up somewhere, but really curious at 800-447-7234.
So I will tell you, we took a mission trip about 4 or 5 years ago. We were going to Alaska, and on the way out, we had a 10-hour delay. 10-hour delay. And we had, I think there were about 25 of us, something like that.
Airport or hotel?
Airport.
Where'd you stay?
In the airport.
For 10 hours?
For 10 hours, because it was
nice.
like, okay, it's only going to be 45 minutes. Okay, it'll be 2 hours. Okay, and it just kept.
Turned into 10 hours.
Then
wow.
on the way back, 15 hours.
Wait a minute. You had a delay both directions.
Both directions. On the way back, they just didn't send a plane for us.
Whoops.
So they had to find a crew.
There's that.
Somewhere else. And so we were the only people on the plane to get back coming into Charlotte. It was wild.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
It's like the time change over the weekend kind of seals the deal. It's Thanksgiving, Christmas season. Woo! Traveling is happening because we're not so locked down like we were last year. Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. And we're starting to get stories of people that have had some, delays or they were late for something in the past at 800-447-7234.
Tassie texted that her husband's uncle was late for his own funeral.
Huh?
Okay, here's what happened. He was in the back of the hearse. The door came open to the hearse. He came out the back. This is from Tassie. He started rolling down the hill, and they had to turn around. The hearse had to turn around and pick him back up and get him back in. and came to the funeral.
Why does this sound like a scene out of Weekend at Bernie's?
Like it really
Uh-huh.
does. The Christmas Vacation or something like that.
Wow.
Like the comedy of errors that happened. And so
That was
she said,
Tassie?
yes. And she said, obviously, evidently their family gets a chuckle out of it now.
Now. Not
Now.
then.
No.
But now.
But now.
Thanks for sharing, Tassie.
Wow.
Seriously, it sounds like a movie. Christine is here. What happened to you, Christine?
We went on a cruise back in 2007 with my dad and stepmom, brother's girlfriend, and my husband. And we had stopped at St. Martin. But instead of having the beautiful, wonderful experience of St. Martin, we first had, my husband had an allergic reaction on the horses, going horseback riding on the ocean. So the romantic experience was not at all. So then we tried to redeem that by renting mopeds going around the island. Kind of got lost a little bit and never found the beautiful beach. But on our way back, because the cruise was going to be leaving and we were rushed to get back, we were filling up gas across from the moped rental place. And my brother's girlfriend decided she wanted to try to learn to drive the moped, but ended up getting in a wreck, driving right into a car. And so we all ran over to make sure they were okay. And in the commotion of it all, somebody stole my husband's wallet out of the moped console. All the, $300 cash gone. So then my dad was having to deal with the moped rental place, pay all the money for the insurance and the moped, and my stepmom went ahead to the cruise because we were going to be late to let them know not to leave us at St. Martin. And thankfully they didn't, but we made the ship's delay in leaving, and so everybody was mad at us, yelling at us as we were getting back on the ship, and it was just a crazy, crazy day.
You're never going to forget this trip, that's for sure.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's so good to hear from Holly this morning at 800-447-7234. What's going on, Holly?
We lost my dad 2 weeks ago tomorrow. We know where he is, and he's not confused anymore, and it's okay, But the day that he passed away, I had a doctor's appointment that I couldn't change, and I want to leave my dad, but I had to go for this doctor's appointment. I checked in, and I went to a corner where there weren't anybody in the waiting room, and I was just sitting there. And then this older couple came in, and I'm assuming daughter, a younger adult woman with them. They all sat down in front of me. The older lady said, "Honey, are you okay?" And, that's when you fall apart, when you've just barely been holding together when one person says, "Are you okay?" And I told them what was going on, and they were just so sweet to me. And I got called back, and I went, and when I was checking out, the younger lady came, and she just put something in my hand and patted me on the back. And it was a little card with a verse from John and then a little prayer for comfort on the back of it. That was so incredibly kind and meaningful in that moment. I have no idea who these people were. God knew that I needed that morning and arranged for us to be in that waiting room at the same time. I don't know that I'll ever see her, and I don't know that they'll ever hear this, but just to say thank you.
Well, first, I love that they did that for you. God has great timing, right? And you sound like you're at so much peace right now, Holly.
I am. He had dementia, and he's always been the smartest man I ever knew. And to see him just confused and not be able to put his own clothes on, and it was awful. And he was a wonderful father. We were blessed to have him as our daddy.